Yep.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Do It Like Danny. Comic-Con... Wait.
Comic-Con edition.
Comic-Con edition. Look. Welcome back to Do It Like Danny. Today is Mo Wednesday. This is a special episode. I was lucky enough. We have so much to say. We have so much. Hi, Louie. So
Hello,
sorry.
how
Hi,
are
Louie. I just jumped in. Look at the Golden Girls.
Did you have a good time?
I had a great time. So we have to talk about. Okay, there's so many things. Oh my God. Let's put this down over here. Okay, all right. So I had the opportunity to get invited by my cousin Art. We're actually his compound. We're here in the hills of La Jolla.
I'll insert the picture of a beautiful sprawling pool.
Yes, we're here in his wonderful, beautiful home. He was so kind enough to let us record here, and also too, he was kind enough to invite me, and I was able to attend Comic-Con. My very first time. I'd never been before. My cousin Lou, who you've all seen before, he is a fanatic and puts literally the attic in fan and fan in attic. I've never seen this side of him before, as I'm sure he's never heard the things that I've said before. But we're about to talk about it because he needs help. So this all started a couple of months ago. Was it a couple months ago? How long ago was
last year when I went, you had made. You said, "Hey, can I ask Art if I could go? I would like to go." And I said, "Yeah, sure." Now, at the time, I thought you were just kind of just saying that. I'll be honest. I didn't know. I was like, he probably wouldn't want to go.
Do it for the gram.
So then, as the days kept going, as the months kept coming, and we got closer, you were very adamant you wanted to go. So I asked Art. Art had an extra badge. And, you got to go. And surprisingly enough, you actually had a good time. I did not think you would like the crowds. And to see how excited you were and how lit up you were to see all these nostalgic things like Thundercats, and we have video of all this stuff. I'll probably be cutting it as I'm talking. And what else did you see? G.I. Joe.
Oh, yeah.
You saw...
I got my little Darth Vader shirt.
Yeah, you saw your husband dressed up and cosplay.
Oh, yeah, this is my husband.
From The Boys.
His name is Scott, and he's from Milwaukee, and he and I are going to get married. He doesn't know it yet, but, he has to tell his wife. But she'll be fine. She'll be fine. So there's the video. There's the photo, whatever.
But I will call you out. He said he was going to go with us at the time we wake up, and he did not. But I think it's for the best because...
I worked.
Not only that, but having to wait in crowds for such a long time to be some of the first people to get in, it can take a lot out of you, and it can make you cranky. So...
Yeah. Louis was cranky.
I'm not cranky.
I'm cranky. I've been up for days. So let me tell my side of the story. So kind of here's how it started. So, when this came about, yes, I was adamant about going. I wanted to go. I'd never been before, and I was extremely excited to experience Comic-Con. And so I had agreed to this. I was excited. And then the nanny decided to go on strike.
Yeah.
Not my nanny, but the nanny on television. And the writers and all of the celebs went on strike, and they all canceled. There's a cancellation. I took a video. I took a photo. Big strike of cancellation. So imagine my surprise. Obviously, I was super excited to go, and then they just kind of ripped the rug underneath me. And I was really looking forward to getting up early and going into Hall H, right?
Yeah,
is that it? Yeah.
Hall H.
Hall H, which is infamously known to house all of the most amazing, clips for the things that are coming up in the year, the releases and the surprises that they bestow upon their fans. So, I reached out to you and I said, are we going? What's going on? We also didn't know if we were going to do a show because we didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
Lou didn't want to do a show. And so I was like, we're going to fucking do it no matter what. Because I feel like also too, like, if we don't do it now, Comic-Con's already done and dead, right? Strike while the iron's hot. That's me personally. So, we had planned to meet up. And I had sent a text message to my cousin Art, and he was a little vague. And so I'm not going to lie. between you and Art, I thought that you guys were gonna ditch me.
Okay, but did we?
No, you didn't. But I honestly, I got it, like, because, leading up to it, though, because you were kind of vague, too, because you were like, well, ask Art. And then I asked Art, and Art was like, I'm so tired, I have to go to bed, which I understand, because after going for just one day and walking all around, it was pretty much insane.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I was like, oh, shit, I'm going to have to go by myself.
We didn't leave him.
I'm going to go by myself.
So
I won't know anybody. I won't know anybody, and I'll have to make new friends.
I think in that case, just because it wasn't my badge, I didn't know what Art wanted to do. But he was just trying to figure out if he was going to go leave it or if he was just going to meet you. It all kind of depended on him. So I didn't want to speak for him because I didn't want to tell you something and have it be wrong.
I think they were afraid to hang out with me.
Oh, no, it's not true.
I think they were embarrassed to hang out with Do It Like Danny. I think that's what happened. No. So the day came, I drove down here. Oh, my God. So I tell you this story. So I'm about to leave to come down here to San Diego, right? And I was like, oh, I packed some snacks. Why not? Cherries, carrots, celery, something delicious and wonderful to occupy my time as I, like, warm up and sing my heart out on the way down to here to San Diego. And I had the jar. I keep my carrots and my celery in a mason jar and with water, and they stay fresh forever, like crispy, everything. It's amazing, right? So I had it in my hand, and I don't know what happened. I think when you get older, you like lose your grip.
It just slipped right out, huh?
It literally just slipped out, and I watched it, and like a dumbass, I put my foot out to like break the fall of a glass canister.
Did you hurt your foot?
It's better.
Oh, no.
So it bounces off of my foot, and I'm like, oh, yes, like, oh, God, I broke the fall, right? And literally, it bounced on the lid, and I was like, oh, even better. That's so awesome, right? And then it flipped over, and it hit.
Oh, no.
But it was like, honestly, the force of the explosion of the glass jar was as if I had taken it like Gronkowski and slammed it into the linoleum floor.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't have wood.
Was it a full jar?
It was it was like a jar about that big.
Okay.
The part that was the most fascinating was when it broke. It broke everywhere. And of course, those of you that have never been to my house, it broke all in my kitchen on the floor. It also broke and shattered so far that it went into the rug and into the dining room, past the dining room table, which probably is a good, like, I don't know, would you say like 15, 20 feet?
Yeah, at least.
It took me 2 hours to clean all of the glass.
Oh, my God.
And I got a really great tip from my sister, Rachel. So if you take a lint roller, when you're in the final remnants of picking up the glass, it'll pick up the fine shards. I did that for the carpet. I did that for the floor. I did it for everything. So it gets better. So I'm not paying attention. I'm cleaning everything. I'm over there on the floor and I'm cleaning. Because the last thing that I want to do is come home and step on glass, right? That's like the last thing I want to do. And I have to be very careful. I have a cheap vacuum and I have an expensive vacuum. Because the cheap vacuum, thank you, Jimmy. The cheap vacuum, you can do that, but the expensive vacuum, you can't vacuum up glass because it has HEPA filters and it'll shred them.
Yeah, you're right.
It has like really, really like expensive filters, tubing, like any type of, it'll kill I have to go replace the $200 filter.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to do any of that. So I'm on the floor, I'm linting, I'm basically taking the lint roller and I turn around, I was on my hands and knees and I look at the rug and I'm like, what is that? Why is there bright red marker all over the carpet before you step into the kitchen?
What was it?
I stand up, I'm looking around, and I'm like, what could it be? And I look down at my feet.
Did you cut your foot?
My fucking toes got cut.
Oh, my God.
But it was real pretty, like this like red, like oxygenated blood. It was like it was bright red and it looked fake. It was as bright as that bag. Like,
wow.
Just like bright red.
Are you dying?
Sorry. No, but apparently oxygen goes to my feet. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm never gonna be able to leave here. So I sent a text message to is he my brother-in-law? What is Chris?
Chris is your brother.
Yeah, my fiance is not my sister's husband.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law, and I said, hey, listen, I'm gonna be late. I am cleaning up this mess, and I took a little bit of peroxide and I rubbed it on the carpet to get the blood
get it
out,
out,
and then
yeah.
I rinsed it. Like, honestly, I was over it at that point. And then I had to
Wow.
go take a shower because you're sweaty, you're full of glass, blood, peroxide, honestly, pine saw, everything. Probably shards of glass. I have no idea.
When you get all nervous like that in cleaning and you have to rush, do you get all sweaty? I get sweaty because then I'm like, oh man, time is rushing, and I start sweating profusely.
I get sweaty, but when stuff like that used to happen to my mom and to my dad, they used to get extremely irate. And my father, yes, the creator, he loves that, he would throw a bitch fit.
Oh, okay.
Like, he would go fucking ape shit, right?
That's kind of natural. I think all dads do that.
So I try to change myself. So honestly, all I could do was laugh. I wanted to kind of semi-cry because you're like, you're on the verge of, I was ready. You know
Yeah.
me, it's very rare. I'm always late. It's very rare. And I was ready to go. I had packed. I had done everything all day long. I knew in my mind what the plan was.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I was like, oh my gosh. So finally I got on the road. I got here about, probably about almost 1, maybe 12:45, right? Maybe ish. By the time I visited with my sister, my mom, and everybody, I didn't go down to sleep until about 1:30.
Wow.
Now, mind you, I had sent Art a message saying, this was earlier in the evening, like, what's going on? What's happening? And he never responded, right? So I'm like,
What time?
He just said, we'll probably leave about 5:30 or 6 a.m. And I was like, okay, great. And I wanted to get the full experience. I would have gone and sat in the line. But had I known that if there were those types of exclusives, so here's the deal. So if you've never been to Comic-Con, the reason why these nerds, Art and Lou, go early is because they get these special exclusives.
Exclusive.
So
Show
as you can
Danny's.
see, there's the Golden Girls skateboard. Show them the Ninja Turtles.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles box. If you haven't seen it, it comes with turtles on the inside. If you can see that, can't tell. Because I don't have
Yeah.
anybody looking at the other side of the camera to
I
tell me.
know.
That's what they look like. See, they're pretty cool.
Go up and down. There you go. And then you have this Wolverine figurine that we're never gonna see because it's in a package.
It's in a package, but I'll post up pictures next to the box. You can see what it looks like. It's from a company called Mezco. They do posable figures. Pretty cool stuff.
And then the piece de la resistance.
Luke Skywalker. I don't know if anybody can see this.
Yeah, you
It's
can
pretty
see it.
cool.
Okay, so folks at home, here's how it works out. Art and Lou get in line super early before the crack of dawn, before Mother Nature has even herself has gotten up at this
Well,
point.
tell them what time do we wake up. Now that you know.
Okay, so yeah, so we'll know. Well, I also woke up at 5.
No, you did.
Right?
You
I'll go
did.
5. I only have 3 hours of sleep, and I was like, okay, this is it. I'm gonna go with you. And then both of you were like, well, you don't really need to come until later. And that made sense because I was not there for the exclusives. Had there been stuff in Hall H or had there been exclusives, then yes, I would have gone early. That would have made absolute sense. But I was not. I didn't have any exclusives. And also, too, these things are amazing, but they're never going to open them.
Or sell them until we need to. It's just a collector's life, man.
But you'll never get to enjoy.
So for us, where you say you'll never get to enjoy them to open them, the fact that we own them is good enough for us. That's how we feel. It's like some of these.
That, Lou, is just fucking weird to me.
It's like some of these comics.
Yeah,
right?
look at these comics, everybody.
So these are comics that have been graded. They look like this, right?
So you can see the little.
And you might ask yourself, well, you're never going to read them. Well, first of all, we probably did read them. Second of all, we get them graded because they have some type of monetary value.
So for those of you at home that don't know, I learned so much this entire weekend. You'll never have any idea. And I loved it because I love learning new things. So these are not on the Richter scale. These are grades.
Those are lower grades, yeah.
So let me explain how all this goes. So they acquire these comic books over time. And then when, for instance, Todd McFarlane,
Todd McFarland,
Todd
not Seth MacFarlane. Not to be confused
Oh yeah.
with Seth MacFarlane.
So they said they said McFarlane. All I heard was McFarlane.
And he got really excited. He's like, Seth MacFarlane. I'm like, no, Todd McFarlane. So
And
Todd McFarlane made Spawn. Spawn will be right here.
Yeah, Seth MacFarlane's a daddy. But anyways, going back to Todd. Todd's responsible for many things. Like, what has Todd
So
done?
Todd started back at Marvel when he was very young, and he did Spider-Man. I want to maybe not first, but he did help create characters like Venom. So if you don't know Venom, Venom's right here. And then later on, left Marvel to start his own comic shop called Image Comics, and he created the most popular character known to man called Spawn. And Spawn has been around since, I want to say, 92, 93. It had a film that came out, I think, in 1997, and it's been on going since then. They just had their 300th issue, like, I want to say 3-4 years ago.
Wait, what Spawn? Is Spawn the Spider-Man black character?
Spawn is his own designed character, fully created, and it's about a guy who goes to hell and is reborn as a hell spawn. That's why it's called Spawn.
That's not Hellboy?
No, that's not Hellboy. It's different.
It's Hellboy's dad.
No, Hellboy was the son of the devil, kind of.
Oh.
Yeah, and Spawn is like a soldier of the devil. That's the base. Basically, that's like the premise.
Okay.
But he doesn't like fully turn. He kind of like goes against that.
Okay.
That's the idea.
Wow, there's a lot here to learn. So they basically acquire these, and then they go and they send them out to a company or people, right, that has an accreditation that allows them to become graded.
Yes.
Depending upon the grade that they receive, allows them to either hold on to them, or when they sell them, it gives them leverage in being able to ask a particular price.
Correct.
There are multiple factors that are involved when they are, any grade could mean anything from what I found out. So it could be, a 4.0, and you said somebody could die in it, or...
So if a character, if it's their first appearance, or if a character dies, those are some of the most important or very, I guess you would say, influential kind of comics that you would want to get graded or signed or held on to and get, signatures later on so that people know.
I'm so new at this.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I learned a lot. There was so much information that was being thrown at me. Like, it wasn't overwhelming. It was just I really honestly wanted to learn the most I possibly could about this. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to sit here and act and be stupid and be like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to know. I guess the one thing that still puzzles me is like, why don't you play with your toys?
Because as you open, so if I cracked any of my comics open that have been graded or any of my toys open, they will lose value. So the whole idea that you keep them together and keep them together is so that you can sell them for revalue.
But these are toys.
True. And they hold a lot of value.
Talk. They're toys. That's really cool.
Yeah.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle one's really cool. Okay, sorry, I got
No, it's all
sidetracked for a
good.
second. I was just taking a look at it. Okay, so that's only like the tip of the iceberg. Just the tip. Nobody ever wins in that game. But listen, there's so much more. So going back to my morning, I obviously had broken a jar. I had very little sleep. I didn't hear from the two of you. I was kind of like on edge, and I wasn't trying to control it, but I wanted to figure out where are we gonna meet, what's gonna happen. And I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna end up working because I wanted to make some money, and I did. So it was a very lucrative morning for me. And then after we connected and communicated, we were able to figure out where and what we were gonna do, and they ended up meeting me and hanging out with me, which I was very impressed because I thought I was gonna be by myself.
I would never leave my cousin.
I was ready. I was like, whatever, it is what it is. I'm gonna go make new friends. And by the end of the day, everyone's gonna be screaming, "Do it like Danny!" Right? I tried.
No, I would never leave you. That's extremely rude. That's not what I do.
But it was good. It was really good. And so then after I met you guys, it was let me go back. So I got dropped off by one of our family cousins.
Yes.
Fuentes. He dropped me off at the Marriott Mercure. And that's the closest hotel to door A to get into the venue. And so I just remember getting off of the car and walking up towards door A, and as I'm walking, there's a mix of characters. People are in cosplay. There's people that are doing their marketing thing. There's all sorts of insanity, right? And so all of a sudden, something stings my nostrils. I'm just like,
You got your mom's nose, huh?
right? I got my mom's nose. And I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Like, I'm so sorry, but the nerds, they needed to take a bath.
Yeah, some of them did.
And it wasn't like a BO smell. It was like
It was just the musk.
I've been sitting in a game chair for hours, and it's a mix of butt and leather and sweat because they're just probably feverishly pounding on the buttons, and it's just dripping off of them,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I just got this like it was a mix of like Axe body spray with adolescence. And puberty,
Hormones.
all mixed, and I was just hormones were raging, and I was catching all of that. Like people make fun of me because of my olfactories, the senses.
Yeah.
And honestly, it was just hit by a wall of the scent. So I'm like, I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. So I get inside, and you guys were still on your way over. You're about to walk over.
Yeah, we had gone back to his car so that we could. So what we like to do, excuse me. So what we like to do after we've bought, a bunch of stuff. Because the crowds can get so heavy, it's hard to walk with bags. It's hard to walk with all your things without getting them ruined or hit. So we like to take them back to the car, and that's when you had called us.
But
and
you
said, "We're on
never
our way
play with
back."
them.
Yeah, we're not supposed to.
God forbid you get a bad grade. So I'm inside and I'm waiting for you. And
Yeah.
I, of course, I'm so nosy. I have to know what's going on. So I kind of did like a little bit of like I didn't want to go too far.
Yeah.
And the little bit of walking that I did, I met my husband. I mean, we saw him earlier. If you watch The Boys on Prime, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was on Prime.
If you watch The Boys on Prime, you'll notice this is my husband. Again, his name is Scott. He's from Milwaukee. And he was dressed up as the Deep, right?
Yeah, the Deep.
And you'll see, you'll love it. And we chatted for a minute, and he was this little spandex, and of course, I was having a great time. And then you guys come in,
Yeah.
and we're in there for maybe 5 minutes, and I run into someone who I haven't
Yes.
seen in like 20 years.
Of course.
Hi, Sonny. And it was the funniest thing because I was like, oh my God, this is so random. And he was shocked to see me. And of course, I was shocked to see him. I really
Yeah.
wasn't shocked to see him, but I knew he liked this kind of stuff. But I think he was definitely shocked to see me.
Well, he did say,
inside
"I
it.
didn't know you came to these things. It seemed like your thing."
Everyone always says that. I'll do anything if I've never done it before.
Yeah.
I don't care. It's not, I don't mean like I don't care like in a mean, nasty way. It's like anytime I can learn something, anytime that I can add to my little toolbox, I'm all about it. So it was a fun experience. So then, between you and Art, like Art explaining stuff to me, you explaining stuff to me, like it was great. I think that, walking through all of the exhibits, I think I definitely would have taken my time next time, like to walk through and divide it up and figure it out. Because like Funko had like a whole town set up.
Yeah.
And and Blockbuster was like the big theme.
Yeah, that was a
year.
little different this year. I can't tell you why. I wish I knew why.
Because I do my ride share. I heard all sorts of secrets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I heard secrets. So one of my writers said to me, because I actually posed that question, and he knew. He said, well, it had to have been a leak in marketing.
Oh.
And then it became a competition. Who was going to have a better Blockbuster, Funko or Lego?
Yeah, Lego or
because
Funko.
it was between Lego and Funko.
Yeah.
And so now they're having like a competition. In all honesty, my personal opinion, I think that Lego did a way better job of the Blockbuster theme than Funko did. Sorry, Funko. But, he goes, that's the only way that someone sold the secrets. I'm like, ooh, treachery amongst the nerds. I didn't know that even existed. I thought it only existed at the talk.
Oh, no. Any kind of entertainment. It gets leaks.
Yeah, who knew? And so I was taking videos, and I was having a good time and having fun, but then to later find out about, how crazy it is. Okay, so if you want an autograph, you have to get up at 4 a.m.
Ideally, you should be waking up anywhere between 3:30 and getting your ass in line by 4 o'clock in the morning, for sure. 4:30.
And by the way, that doesn't even guarantee you're going to get an autograph.
It does not, no. But it gives you a better chance to try.
That's the kind of dedication that my cousins have. Honestly.
And it's not just me. I'm not the only crazy one. My other cousin also does it with me, so I don't feel alone.
He's a little more demure about it, though. Yeah. I lost Louis. I don't even know where he went. because we had planned to like do all this like fun comedy stuff, and he was just like glazed over in the zone.
I was tired too.
I honestly, I don't even know who this person was. I'm gonna have a nickname for his Comic-Con personality, but he's not Cousin Louie. He definitely has a dark side. And yeah, it's interesting. It's very interesting.
It's my evil villain that comes out during the Comic-Con.
You were crazy. You were so crazy. I was like, I don't want to like do the wrong thing. But what I can say though is I'm very happy that I had the opportunity to hang out with you and with Art also, because you know, you've probably never heard me talk about Cousin Art other than like he and his husband are like the kind of buff
Muscles.
community members.
Yeah.
They don't eat carbs. And they only
Unless
eat,
they hang out with us and we force them
yeah,
to.
we love carbs. They're so good for you. And they have a beautiful backyard. It's so beautiful. And then they're across the valley. You can't see because the sun, and we're trying to have better angles, but we're trying to beat the sun right now. We wanted to have a quick episode just because, you know, we wanted people to hear about our Comic-Con experience, or my Comic-Con experience. And there's so much more that is to be had and to be learned, because again, this is only the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more. There were tons of exhibits. There was makeup. You could join a makeup school and learn how to paint Avatar people. Like and Star Wars people.
Yep.
There was Star Wars booths. Jurassic Park had something. I mean, there was something for everybody.
Yeah.
So going back to when people say or make reference to me saying, I didn't think you were into that. I think at some level, I think every single human being could relate to what's inside of that hall. I think it just comes down to what are you willing to tolerate?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't mean that it's not a negative thing, but like, are you willing to tolerate getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, Lewis, and waiting in line and being the third person in line?
Yeah.
And, you know, with the potential chance that you may not get an autograph, but you do it anyway.
Yeah, you do it
And then
anyway.
if you get an autograph, you can't pick and choose your time.
Yeah, they give you a time slot.
There may be 5 times that are available to you, but I'm sorry, Karen, you cannot choose your time. And luckily I didn't run into any Karens. I also too. I'm trying to think if I run into any Karens.
I will say this about my community, because this is now my community. It's not about your community. It's about mine.
But they were there.
They were there. Your community is definitely there, and they definitely have more of I would say, have a voice that I haven't seen before. Definitely more outspoken now. And that's not a problem. I'm not saying that.
What do you mean? Who is? Who? I'm sorry.
Your community.
Oh yeah, they're
big there now.
They're outspoken.
Yeah. But anyways, I will say this about the comic book community. They are very, very friendly. Everybody kind of sticks together. Sure, there's some infighting, but a lot of that is for people who just want to kind of sell their shit, and they're not really there for the love of the comics and the love of the art and just the vibe of the whole entire thing. And that's what I love about coming here, because I get to be myself for 4 days and just enjoy it. And it's probably the only time of year that I take off and like kind of go on vacation. So, and I've been doing it since like 98, 99.
But you put in a lot of work.
Yeah.
Like you were up at like before the crack of dawn, and then you were there all day with the walking. Like I think we clocked in like what, over 5 miles, 6 miles, which that's not a lot. We walked more at Disneyland,
Yeah.
but still, I mean, it was
a lot of standing.
There's a lot of standing.
Yeah, it's a lot
of standing, and I mean, I honestly can't think that there's anything negative other than I didn't know what I was getting myself into, and now if I come next year, I know exactly what I would want to do, what I want to get, and like, oh my god, like the marketing. So like millions of dollars goes into marketing for Comic-Con, and
Absolutely.
I never realized. So if you haven't seen the Haunted Mansion, they had, and I'm going to show the video here. Lou, I keep doing that. I'm going to show the video. Lou's going to put the video in here as I chase the sun. And if you notice, it's basically Disney turned pedicabs into the Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
If you've never been to Disneyland or Orlando, the Haunted Mansion has this like clamshell that you step into. It fits anywhere from 2 to 3 people. If you're in LA, probably 2. And you get in, and then the bar closes over your lap, and you begin the ride. So what they did was here in San Diego is they took pedicabs, and they had the clamshell, and when they went into the shadows, the bottom of the pedicab glowed purple. But it said the Haunted Mansion. It was really cool. That was really cool.
Yeah, it was awesome.
There was Barbie. There was Jurassic Park. There was Sonic the Hedgehog. There was all sorts of stuff. It was pretty wild.
What surprised you the most? Like when you went in there, where you're like, oh my god.
Well, there was a couple things that surprised me. The first one that's going to come out of my mouth is I was surprised that there were not more people that were dressed up.
Yes, but you came on Friday, right?
I did.
Yeah. So Saturday is usually the big day, but even I will kind of comment on that. There are a lot more cosplayers, and I want to say due to the striking and not a lot of Hollywood-esque people being there, I think a lot of people canceled this year. I want to be honest with you. It was kind of weird.
Interesting.
Yeah, because there's usually a lot more people in very elaborate costumes, and that was the first. This will be the first year I didn't see that many.
Well, there was really great. There was a Pennywise that was really good. I think I got a photo. Did I get a photo of him? I don't remember.
think so.
If it is, then you'll see it here. There's also the what is it? Not Knight Rider. What's the guy with the flaming skull?
Oh, that's Ghost Rider.
Okay, so Ghost Rider. This is Ghost Rider. And then what else did I take a picture of? Oh, the Han Solo. This guy had like an inflatable air mattress. Oh my God, you got to see. Look at this. Is it? And there's video of it also too. That's super cool. So there was tons of really creative people that were able to, come and showcase their personality via the cosplay.
Yeah.
There was. I will say this also too. This is so mean. I know this is mean. So Barbie was a big hit, but there was an Asian man with a blonde wig.
I didn't see this one.
And there was a black man with a blonde wig.
Didn't work out.
Know your audience. Know your audience. There were also, I will say this, there were Barbies of every single age.
Yeah.
There were young Barbies, and then there were my age Barbies,
Yeah.
and then there were older than me Barbies.
Yeah.
Still dressing like Barbie.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, that was a little... I mean, I wouldn't have gone that far, personally. But,
Well, I mean, at Comic-Con is kind of like one of those, let your freak flag fly.
yeah, there were some cheeks.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
saw
yeah,
cheeks. We saw
yeah.
butt cheeks.
Look, there was a time where porn stars used to go to Comic-Con. Before, it was a little bit less family-friendly because it was more or less for adults. And somewhere in the, I think, 2007 or 2008, it started to take a different turn, and pop culture became what it is today. And so now you see a little bit less cheeks and a little bit less boobies.
And also, too, there was a lot of VPL. So
VPL?
my cousin Art didn't know what VPL meant.
Neither do I.
And his friend Sean informed him it is visible penis line.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bleep that out and then just put visible penis line.
Yeah. Visible penis line, VPL. For those of you that know, Cousin Angelo, I know you don't know. VPL, and it's visible penis line because, they wear spandex.
Yeah,
They're so tight. I mean, listen, we're gay men. I think all men check each other out, and if they don't, they're fucking lying. I'm just saying. Jason Aldean. Anyway, so, you don't mean to, but, when it's so tight and you are like, oh, that's,
You don't mean to. You're like, ooh.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. My eyes are up here. I'm so sorry. So again, it was a lot of fun. I had a great time. As you said before, this is probably going to be a very, very quick show. We're both extremely exhausted. I worked all weekend. He got up every morning and then some beyond. You texted me this morning like 3:43.
Yeah.
Like, I think I was like just barely dozing off. And then I got up at like 4 something and I texted you and you were like, I'm already here.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm already there.
My God, it's so crazy. Like, oh my God. I'm tired already just thinking about it. So we're exhausted. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
No, I will say this. I'm very thankful that you had a good time because I was kind of worried that you wouldn't like the crowds. I was very worried that, it just wasn't going to be your thing. Not that you wouldn't have a good time. You know how to make your own fun, but I thought you'd be like, it's a one and done for me. So to hear you want to come back, I'm actually really happy. I'm excited now.
Oh yeah, I totally would come
Yeah.
back. I would come back because now I know, like, I'm not like a comic book collector, but like some of the figurines and
Some
stuff.
of the little tchotchkes and stuff.
And like some of those exclusives. Like I wish they had the Oogie Boogie, but they sold out of him in the Funko, and that was an exclusive. I would have bought like 5 of those and sold them. You know what I mean? I would have done what you done, but I mean that's kind of cool. Like, but he was sold out, like Nightmare for Christmas. But then you also got we didn't even show this. The Hallmark had a standing, kiosk, and they were doing Star Wars, and I actually have footage. Now, was that ornament, the Han Solo one, is that released December?
That is for sale currently right now.
Oh, it is for sale
We
currently.
shouldn't
right
be doing promotions for Hallmark unless they're paying.
Oh, that's true. Never mind. Never mind.
But I'll show you. I'll show the video because it's really cool. But yeah, Hallmark ornaments. Now I'm into these because hopefully I don't cry. But my grandmother, she would buy them for me as a kid. So these were some of my favorite ornaments because she would buy them. Some of them light up, some of them make noises. And so throughout the years, I've kept the tradition for myself alive, and I kind of go out and I buy them.
And you kind of instilled it in me again, because I used to collect them also, but not this. I would just collect ornaments in general.
Yeah.
And you gave me the Haunted Mansion one.
Because I know you like it.
And I went apeshit for it, and I fucking loved it. So now they're coming out with a new line, Christmas in July, and it's got the coffin and the little playing in the organ. That's the man. Oh my God, I can't wait to get all of them. I will get them all.
And I believe they all interact with each other.
What?
Yeah, I think so. So
Oh
it's
my
one of those
God.
where they all kind of interact like if you're going on the ride. Yeah, it's
Crazy.
It's definitely a
That's
different
definitely
kind of time.
crazy. Yeah, the technology. So, you know, if you're thinking about going to Comic-Con or you've never been before and you'd like to go, come with me. No, just kidding. It's great. It's amazing. It's a lot of fun. If it's not your thing, I think you should just go just for the hell of it, because you never know what you may find. You never know who you may find, and you never know what VPLs may be there. Do you have anything coming up for next week? Anything exciting?
Anything exciting? No, I think this is it.
Oh my God.
I think now it's going to be crunch time for me, and we'll discuss that another time.
Oh my God. So I'm going to be on Tyrone's show. Tyrone is giving me some love to show you. It's going to be Wednesday. I think we are recording at 7 p.m. PST, which would be, 8 p.m.
Mountain time.
Mountain time. And then East Coast is
10
8,
a.m.
9, 10. 10 o'clock? Yeah,
10.
7, 8, 9, 10. 10 o'clock. Oh my God. So if you'd like to, I'm gonna be on Instagram Live. So you can actually sign on. I'll put some stuff on my Instagram and my story so you can get a link. You'll be able to join the conversation. You'll be able to ask me any question because it's gonna be live. So I'm not gonna have an opportunity to edit like I do now. So feel free to join us. And if you don't know who Tyrone is, Tyrone worked with me. He was one of my wonderful staff members, and then became a full-time member over at The Talk when I was over there working for those horrible people. I mean, working, and I loved
Those
it.
beautiful people, yeah.
Yeah. we say positive. And so I'm excited. Thank you so much for inviting me, Tyrone. I'm very excited to be a part. He's actually a singer.
Oh, nice.
He's an amazing singer. And so what I'll do is, Tyrone, for you, I will put some of your music on my reels this week so people can see you, hear you, feel you. And maybe we might get a little special appearance by Alicia, not Keys. But you know which Alicia I'm talking about. So with all of that being said, I know this was kind of quick and fast, and it's probably not the normal Do It Like Danny, but we wanted to make sure that we let you know how our Comic-Con adventure went, and now we're going to go sit in traffic on the way home. Too bad we didn't have that magic little thing to do now to just zap us back, right?
And then what do you think? We'll be back on track next week? Back to story
we
time?
got to go back to my story time.
Yeah, story time.
A lot of you have expressed your concern that you're waiting for my stories. I know. Enough about present. We want the past. Let's dig it up. Let's dig up the bones. Let's have some fun. And with all that being said, remember to have a great week and always to do it like Danny.